Hey everybody, welcome to my YouTube channel, The Quilting Camper. Today I have a little bit of a different journey. A journey that, well, is kind of a sad one, but it's a happy one, if that makes any sense. So I hope you'll join me. Welcome back! I'm so glad you decided to join me on this special edition of the Quilting Camper. Some things have to come to an end, but the sewing doesn't ever have to stop. And I still am. But I have some really great friends at a sewing center here in the Wisconsin area called Bigsby's Sewing Center. And they have for years saying, Scott, you've got to try a Bernina. You've got to try a Bernina. And I'm just like, okay. You know how it is when you get used to sewing on a certain machine and you just get stuck. You like what you sew on. And I used to sell Vikings decades ago. I worked for Husqvarna Viking. So I understand the feeling of loyalty to a sewing brand. But the one thing that we never realize is that when you get in front of a machine and you start doing some basic piecing, or you do a binding, or you do some kind of like really heavy duty sewing. I used to sew tote bags all the time. And when it goes through your machine like butter and it sounds quiet and smooth and your stitches look perfect, well, that's why I fell in love with Bernina. I'm not gonna lie, I love this product so very much. And I know so many other designers out there do as well. But you pay a premium when you buy into a product like this. Still like to have a full-featured sewing machine that I can do decorative stitches. I like to make buttonholes. I do a lot of zipper footwork, and I like having multi-directional needle function where a straight stitch machine doesn't offer. And I don't have a lot of room to have multiple machines in my house. Granted, I do have two main machines right now that I'm using, but space does become kind of a thing. I do have friends that are quilters and they have a Juki and they have a Janome and they have a featherweight and they have multiple machines. And that's awesome. But for me, I kind of want to keep it simple and have a machine that I love. In 2019, Tula Pink announced a partnership with Bernina, which she has done before, but with the big, massive quilting machines. This is the 700 series, it's a 770, and also the 500 series, the 570. And I was gonna get the 570, and I was gonna be really happy with it, because I love the polka dots, and I love the oil slick finish down here instead of the stainless. It just has so much character, it called out to me. But I wasn't sure about the Bernina stitch quality and feel, because I had such a love for Pfaff. Well, I went in and they sat me in front of the 570 and I was like, okay, this is a nice machine. And then they said, I want you to sit in front of the 770. And I'm like, okay. So I did, and oh my gosh, now I know why quilters rely on the Bernina 770 so much of the time. And I fell in love. And I fell in love with the look. And in a weird sort of way, I fell in love with Tula Pink. Not because I love all of her designs and her fabrics, but I love her inspiration on creativity. She's different. She's a different designer. She's an illustrator. She creates her own fabric. She makes her own patterns. She does amazing artistic quilts. She does paper piecing, handwork, everything under the sky. And she does it differently, and she does it well. And her colorway is amazing. And so it inspired me. The video promotions that she ran with Bernina just gave me goosebumps. And I just became a Tula Pink fan. Before you know it, I had to have this machine. Thank goodness for interest-free financing with Bernina, otherwise I could never own one. I ended up getting this in 2019, and it has brought a lot of joy. Why am I making this video? Well, to let you guys know, there will be a change shortly in my sewing machine world. Bernina announced a new Bernina Pro 790 series. It has a much larger screen. It has a laser light that helps you guide where your needle goes, so when you do applique, you can see exactly where it's going to stitch before it gets there. So amazing. The embroidery unit is quieter and faster. It has 4-point precision placement, which is amazing for doing Kimberbell work, which is something my dear friend Robin has gotten me addicted to. And instead of going out and buying an embroidery only machine to do all that cool stuff and still have a sewing machine like Tula, I'd like to do it under one hood. An opportunity came up, and the interest-free financing for 72 months came up yesterday, as a matter of fact, and I was able to get myself and trade Tula. Tula will always be a part of my life. I will always admire the designs that she inspires. I call this machine Tula only because it's what brought me back into sewing and quilting in 2019. I have made so many projects on this machine, more projects before I even started blogging in those last 4.5 years. And so at the end of this video, I'm going to share a tribute video of all the projects I've created with Tula Pink Bernina, and also my original unboxing video. I'm not going to play the whole thing, just little clips. I never posted it, but I have all the clips. And I want to enjoy that moment with you and share what it means to me to have such an amazing tool in my sewing world to make perfect stitches. And that's what Bernina is to me. Yes, you have to maintain a Bernina a little bit more. Yes, you have to oil your hook once in a while, actually quite often. Yes, you have to replace the needle on a regular basis, but you should for every machine. What I love about this machine the most is how big the bobbin is. It's like 70% larger than a standard bobbin. So I'm only doing bobbin changes not very often. So that's one of the nice things about being a Bernina owner. It does sew differently. It has a different rhythm. It took me a while to get used to that. But once you do, you don't want to go back. It just has so many amazing features. And this thing is a workhorse inside and out. It's Swiss engineering, and it's still made to those incredible standards. That's something I admired. That's why I loved Pfaff, because of the German engineering that went into that machine. Times change, and this called out the name, and I love the polka dots. I just love it. Thank you so much for joining me on my journey with the Quilting Camper. Yeah, it's kind of sad to say goodbye, you know? I just recently got this ginormous maxi hoop, woohoo, to do embroidery work, and it's got a clamping system, so it's really easy to hoop. But luckily, I'll be able to use this on my new Bernina that's coming soon. So that's a cool thing. And when I bought this machine, the 125th anniversary of Bernina, 125-year-old company, still owned by the family in Steckbern, Switzerland. Unbelievable. So they had this really cute Bernina shank foot that's actually gold-plated. It's so cute. There we go. Let's see. So pretty. And this was gifted to me by my dealer when I referred them to some friends of mine that also wanted to get a Tula machine. In a fun sort of way, I have two friends that bought the Tula Pink 770 with me. But Tula Pink, thank you for everything that you do, and keep creating amazing work in fabric. You are very special to me because you called me back to a machine that made a difference in my sewing life, that inspired the Quilting Camper. It really makes a difference when you have a machine that produces what you want to get done and does it well every time. Does that mean I haven't had any struggles? No. I've had some struggles, but we all have with every one of our machines. But this one has always given me perfect stitches as long as I keep it maintained, and it works great every time. And it's a beast. It's cute, but it's a beast. Ah! Yes! Oh. Well, I certainly hope you enjoy the B-roll that I'm going to do. It's a montage of all the projects I've made with Tula Pink Bernina, as I call her. I call her Tula. It's a Bernina 770, and I did upgrade it to a plus, but I think you'll understand how amazing this machine has been for me. I just didn't think I would upgrade it in 4 years. It was a very good opportunity, and the value of this machine and the demand for this machine in the market for used machines is really high right now. I'm happy it was the right timing, and my friends at Bixby's are amazing. They just do the best work. They have the best team for selling and service, and I like it because it's a locally owned company. I'm seeing a lot of dealerships that are ginormous and so big, and I like to support smaller businesses when I can. So I really appreciate my friends Rosemary and Don over at Bixby Sewing, and now the new educator there is Rainey, and she's amazing. I love her. She's got so much energy, and I'm going to be taking some classes with her. I'm making a huge call out to Bixby Sewing Center in Elm Grove. This isn't a sponsored video. They didn't pay me to say that. I'm just letting you guys know, check them out. They do web sales. If you want to buy a machine online or get some advice, they're a great place to connect with. They also have really cool fabric and lots of felting stuff, which I've always liked. You know, like wools and materials, Sue Sparrow, that kind of stuff. Really neat. Nice selection of unique buttons, You got to check them out. It's a unique sewing center. I really enjoy them, and they are their own entity. Thank you so much for watching, and enjoy the memory or history down memory lane with Tula at the end of my video. Thank you so much, you guys, and have a blessed day. Bye for now. Hey everybody, I'm Scott. Today I am doing an unboxing on the brand new Tula Pink Bernina 770. Once again, thank you for watching. Check out some of my other YouTube videos on my channel, The Quilting Camper. See you really soon.